Good evening, East Orange. First, giving all the glory and honor to God, it is my sincere and humble pleasure to stand before you as the 13th mayor in the history of this great city. To my colleagues on the East Orange City Council, I just want to say you are a great team to work with. We here in East Orange have so many talented students. We have so many people that it's great to share this spotlight with. It is not about me, it's about a team. These kids working with the city council, representing our school district, is a phenomenal opportunity to stand here. To Beverly Slade Perry, who sung that song, Glory, I saw her last week at Mount Olive Baptist Church with Reverend Jordan back over there in the corner for the MLK service, and just had to have her here this evening with us. Now, the song you heard when I was coming up to the stage was called My Shot. And Councilman James, that was the remix version, because I had to have a little hip hop on it. But My Shot is from the hit Broadway play Hamilton. And that play, which uses a diverse cast to tell the story of the birth of our nation, in many respects, that play reminds me of our great city of East Orange and the rebirth of this city. To my colleagues in the council, our elected officials, clergy, other leaders in our community, all the hard-working employees of the city of East Orange, along with the residents, neighbors, and friends, this is our shot. No matter what is happening around the world, this is East Orange's time to shine. Normally, this is when I would start talking about all that we've accomplished in East Orange over the past year. But today, I want you to walk away with something a little more than bullet points about our victories. Today, I want to highlight the progressive changes we have made over the past 3 years. The type of momentum we've started is a type that leads to change. You see, the world as we knew it is radically different today than it was just 3 years ago when I was elected as your mayor. Last week, we had a new president sworn into office. And the reality is, his agenda does not exactly match ours. On Saturday, we witnessed a movement of millions of people, women and men and children, all over the world, from Trenton, New Jersey to LA, to Miami to South Bend, from New Zealand to Kenya, participated in the Women's March. They marched for women's and workers' rights, immigration reform, economic and racial equality, and other issues that are not only pertinent to women, but to everybody in this community. If we were to survive the federal cuts that are coming down the pipe from President Trump to education, to federal cuts to healthcare, federal cuts to programs like our own first-time homebuyers program, we have to work together to continue the great progress we have made here in the city of East Orange. In East Orange, we have come too far and we're not going back. No matter what is happening, in Washington, D.C., East Orange will continue to fight for a high-quality, free public education, Dr. West. East Orange will continue to fight for health care, for livable wage jobs, for working families, for safe and cleaner communities, and careers, not just jobs. That's what we're fighting for our residents in the city of East Orange. 3 years ago, ladies and gentlemen, I began my service to this great city. A city that I was not raised in, but a city that I love, and one that my wife and my 3 children have always called home. 3 years ago, I made a pledge that would work together with you, with our city council, with other elected officials, business leaders, and our community partners to make East Orange strong again. This included making some tough and often unpopular decisions, like closing our East Orange golf course and removing the entire board of the East Orange Water Commission. These are among the decisions that honestly might not have been made by someone who didn't have a different perspective like me. Our calculated risk paid off, ladies and gentlemen. In just 3 short years, look at how much we have accomplished. We closed a $10 million budget deficit. We stabilized taxes for the first time in 20 years. We're cleaning up vacant and abandoned properties, and our efforts are paying off with the rising of your property values. I promise you that we will make East Orange a safer place to live, and guess what? We did it. Crime has dropped by over 20% each of the last 3 years. Thanks to the leadership of Senator Cory Booker, Congressman Donald Payne, and Senator Menendez, we were recently awarded over $5 million in federal funds to hire both police officers and firefighters to keep our streets and communities safe. In the 21st century, in a time of climate change and global warming, we are creating a more sustainable community. Our recycling program is among the state's most respected, and we are attracting new developers in our city. The private capital investment in our city was $100 million 3 years ago. Today, we have quadrupled it to over $400 million. And that number keeps growing every day. Projects that were previously stalled or abandoned before I took office are now back on track and are open for business. We have improved parks. We've added more arts and recreational programming, new employment opportunities for our residents of all ages, including seniors, some of whom you saw this evening at the welcoming desk with their nice blue blazers on. They represent our Senior Workforce Development Program. Please give them a round of applause. We are delivering better services. We have extended City Hall hours once a week. We've created a new state-of-the-art website to serve constituents 24 hours a day. We've introduced an after-school meal program that provides dinner for every child in our city under the age of 18. And to my knowledge, last year we served over 100,000 meals to our community. People, families, young professionals, and empty nesters are choosing East Orange in record numbers that we have not seen in years. Today I am proud that we made smart and bold choices. But being smart never meant being the smartest person in the room. Being smart meant aligning myself with talented people. I set high goals, as you heard Valerie talk about earlier, for my team, but guess what? I didn't just hope for results, I expected them. I earned a reputation as a taskmaster, and rightly so. As mayor, I knew that in order to bring change that I promised, I had to become the leader who would not back down from demanding solutions and holding people accountable to the citizens of the city of East Orange. I expect nothing less, and neither should you, ladies and gentlemen. It's about results for our community. And you may ask, why did I push so hard? Well, I pushed hard because I love East Orange. I pushed hard because I love being mayor of this great city. I pushed hard because I have the best city council in the entire state of New Jersey. I have the best team of directors in the entire state of New Jersey. And I have the best 900 plus employees in the entire state of New Jersey. And I know that together there is nothing that we can't do. Dedicated and selfless employees like Don Roy. Don's in the house. Don, please stand up.
Donnie!
We're Don in the house. Don works in DPW. A few months ago, he sprang into action when a dump truck overturned on a construction site, hitting a worker under the truck. That wasn't in his job description, but he responded anyway because he knows what the call of urban excellence is. He's a supervisor in our solid waste and recycling program and has been with us for over 40 years. And you talk about customer service, when someone's garbage is picked up or the snow isn't plowed, they don't call City Hall. Donnie gives out his cell phone number. That's what we talk about when we talk about customer service. Thank you, Don. We also have Sandra Simmons, and Sandra is better known as Donnie's work wife, right? Now, Sandy has been with the city for 47 years, making her our longest serving employee. Is Sandy here? They both deliver service with a smile day in and day out, and Donnie was one of our 2016 Urban Excellence Award winners. Thank you both for your service to the city. Now, ladies and gentlemen, change has also been building behind the scenes. We have made so much progress over the past 3 years that business owners and developers are choosing East Orange in record numbers. As I said a few moments ago, we have quadrupled the amount of private capital being invested in our city today. That represents new construction in every single ward of our city. Not just on Main Street, not just on Central Avenue, every single ward. In the first ward, we have 742 Park Avenue, a 3-story, 26-unit multifamily building. In the second ward, we have Hugh Lofts, the model of which you may have seen out in the lobby. That's a multi-phase mixed-use plan for Main Street and Arlington. This project is the flagship of our arts and cultural district. We're the city's first live, work, artist workspace so we can encourage and bring the arts back to our community. We will have an amphitheater, a diverse combination of regional and national retailers. But guess what? From start to finish, this $70 million project will put more folks in East Orange in work, and the developers have committed to having 20% of those jobs held by East Orange residents. The third, on South Harrison Street, we have Lotus at 315, which will fill in a lot that has been vacant for over 15 years. In the fourth floor, we have La Casa de Don Pedro, and they are nearly complete with an affordable townhouse project they're developing. This is significant because we are helping to build homeownership opportunities for the working class in our community so we can help build the middle class in our community. Also in the fourth floor, we have Hollywood Plaza. That's a site that was formerly a contaminated dump site with a sign that said, "Welcome to East Orange." I made them take that sign down. Today, after we approached a company located on North Clinton Street, Fanton Supply, and basically said, "How can we help you make more money?" We said, "We have a larger site that you can operate in." Fanton Supply agreed to relocate, spend $1 million of their own money to remediate that site, consolidate their 3 North Georgia locations, and bring 2 dozen jobs to the city of East Orange. In the 95th Ward, Councilwoman, we have a new Columbia school that's going to be built. That should be done by 2020, finally bringing a neighborhood school back to the 5th Ward. We're so very proud of that. And we also have a Huddle House Restaurant, a regional franchise that just opened this past weekend at Brick Church Plaza. That's what restaurants we got. But equally important as this new business is to our city, is the ownership's commitment to create 43 jobs for East Orange residents. That is huge. As we continue to bring new businesses to our city, we're also working closely with our developers and labor unions to both ensure quality construction and provide recruitment opportunities for our residents to apprentice, learn a trade, and become card-carrying union members. We don't just want to help people get jobs. We're trying to create careers in the city of East Orange. Make no mistake about it, we are not gentrifying East Orange. We are not displacing people. We are bringing people to our city. All the projects I just mentioned are on vacant land and or abandoned structures. That is something that is redefining how you redevelop an urban community in the entire United States of America. I'd like to ask all the people who are here tonight who are developing and rehabbing buildings, creating businesses and jobs in the city of East Orange to please stand. All the developers in the house. We have people like Sean Middleton, Maurice Snipes, Saeed Williams, Scott Sealer, Steve Hess, Andrew Arturo, Raj Hassan, Peter Shapiro, Danny Klein, and Milton Van. These people are together investing over $400 million into our city. They are our partners helping us achieve our vision of urban excellence. But guess what, people? Change is kind of contagious. Just like that flu that's going around. I think I called it too. It's 100 Tito. Remember I mentioned our golf course? The one that many of you thought that we were going to sell? The one that the state said we had no business owning? Well, guess what? Our golf course's revenues have skyrocketed. Last year, we brought in more money in the first 6 months of 2016 than we had in decades. We did a total overhaul of that golf course. We hired a seasoned golf superintendent, and for all you children in the 60s, this person knows a little something about grass. That is necessary to run a golf course. We have fully renovated our clubhouse, and soon this season, Par 440 will be opening a new state-of-the-art clubhouse and restaurant at the golf course. We have offered training opportunities to those dedicated workers who staffed the facility for years. Longtime employees like Kareem Muhammad, another Urban Excellence Award recipient. Now, Kareem, is Kareem here? There we go, Kareem. Everybody give Kareem a round of applause. Now, I'm very touched by Kareem because Kareem thought he was going to lose his job. Because Kareem heard all the rumors about Mayor Taylor going to close and sell the golf course. Kareem reached out to friends that knew me, that he had called me to say, please don't get rid of Kareem. And what I said was, Kareem just needs to do his job and he'll be good. But guess what Kareem did? He went above and beyond. He took advantage of the training opportunities we provided. He went to Rutgers University and learned about golf course management. He went and became one of the best performing employees at our golf course. And he was also one of 2016 Urban Excellence Award winner. Kareem, thank you so much for your dedication, sir. Another example, remember our municipal water utility, the one that we were almost forced to sell by the state, the one that many of us room thought we were going to privatize. After years of mismanagement, the East Orange Water Commission, under the leadership of Commissioner Tony Jackson and the rest of the Board of Commissioners, has become a pioneer, a nationwide pioneer of best practices in how urban communities like ours are struggling to provide safe and clean drinking water can operate from a business standpoint. I want to especially thank our East Orange City Council for recently approving a $24 million bond so we can do the investment that quite frankly was neglected for the last 20 years for our organization. Thank you, City Council. And then there's our East Orange General Hospital, one of our most visible community partners. East Orange General was on the verge of financial collapse. However, it was saved in June 2016 when Prospect Medical came in and purchased the hospital. That acquisition not only saved hundreds of jobs, but it preserved access to quality and affordable health care in an urban community. So far, they have invested $9 million in the East Orange General. Under the CEO leadership, Mr. Otis Story is with us this evening. Prospect plans to invest an additional $40 million in the East Orange General Hospital to improve the critical assets that we have in our city. The emergency room and other services, that is so critical to redeveloping an urban community. But let's face it, ladies and gentlemen, all the development I just gave you an overview of, that's kind of what you expected me to do, right? When you elected me, we had those expectations. But true change comes when you go above and beyond what's expected, by doing right by your team. And that's why in January 2016, with the support of the East Orange City Council, East Orange became the first city in the state, and perhaps the nation, to collectively bargain a $15 an hour minimum wage for our municipal employees. We created a solution to ensure that people who work for the city of East Orange earn a livable wage and quite frankly can afford to stay in our city and shop in our city and live in our city. Over the past 3 years, our East Orange City Council has worked with me and taken significant steps to move East Orange forward. Because again, there is no I in team. And some of the huge transformational initiatives they have passed by way of ordinance in our city are groundbreaking. Mandating earned paid sick leave for all workers in East Orange, banning the sale of realistic toy guns in local retailers, protecting workers from predatory employment practices that cheat employees out of their hard-earned money, and one that I know that myself, Assemblyman Giblin, Assemblyman Oliver, and Council Chair Ted Green will personally deliver to 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, which was the resolution, or ordinance rather, making East Orange a sanctuary city for all of our undocumented residents. I can't express enough how critical the City Council is to the progress of our city. And when the City Council and the Mayor work together, guess what? Change happens. Progress also would not be possible without the brave service of the men and women of our public safety department. Give them a round of applause, please. Last Friday, we made history in the city of East Orange by promoting our first female police chief, Phyllis Bindon. And our youngest fire chief, Andre Williams. New leaders are exceptional, and not only do they represent much needed change, they represent the people of this community and the rich diversity of our community. And thanks to nearly $5 million in federal grants that I mentioned a few moments ago, we've been able to hire 47 new police officers, 20 new firefighters, a new generation of law enforcement and public safety that will carry over the legacy of urban excellence. However, we all know that being safe and feeling safe are kind of two different things. And even though East Orange is safer today than it has been in decades, it means absolutely nothing if you, our residents, our visitors, our business owners don't feel safe. And that's why we have focused on cleaning up our community. Because as Director Saunders always says, a clean city is a safe city. We have been able to address our blighted areas better than any community in the state of New Jersey due to the amazing work of our entire Department of Property Maintenance and the Division of Vacant and Abandoned Properties. In fact, the work of the Division of Vacant and Abandoned Properties was recognized with the 2016 Innovation in Governance Award by the New Jersey League of Municipalities. And to top it off, we've collected over $3 million in revenue from that division. That makes it self-supporting. Our Department of Public Works is also leading the way, reinvesting in East Orange's parks, public spaces, while maximizing services to our community. We have major projects happening right now in East Orange. We've inserted new tennis courts at Sauer Park with the support of our county executive, Essex County Executive Joe DiVincenzo, our Essex County Board of Freeholders, Freeholder Timberlake, Freeholder Jones, who are here in attendance. We have a brand new Watts-Sessing Park, new basketball courts, new tracks, new spray park, new fences. We have upcoming tennis courts in Elmwood Park, and Memorial Park is getting a skate park. We've paved streets that have not been paved in decades. We're installing street signs and traffic calming measures to make our city safer for us to travel to and through. And for every new redevelopment deal we make, every new piece of legislation, every new building, we're also revamping and revitalizing and expanding our recreational and cultural programming in our city for our residents. Things that touch our families firsthand. Our Recreation Department and Cultural Affairs Division, as well as our Division of Senior Services, is more robust than ever. We are working to enhance community collaborations with partnerships like the Arts Council of East Orange, the Historical Society of East Orange, Big Brothers and Big Sisters of Essex, Union, and West Hudson counties, the United Way of Essex and West Hudson, and Pink Dragon Artist Syndicate. 3 years ago, people, thank you. 3 years ago, when I was interviewing for this job, oftentimes when people say East Orange had changed, very seldom did it mean for the better. However, today, East Orange has changed for the better, because change means change in the sky, and a cleaner and safer community. This is our moment for us and by us to have a seat at the table. But guess what? We're good now, but I'm ready to take us from good to great. Before I close, I want to bring your attention to one of Dr. King's last sermons that he delivered. We just celebrated his birthday last week. We are approaching Black History Month in February. And the title of this sermon was Remaining Awake Through a Revolution. Now, in that sermon, Reverend King referred to scripture in the book of Revelation, chapter 16, where it says, "Behold, I make all things new. Former things are passed away." Now, in that sermon, Dr. King used the story of Rip Van Winkle and how he slept for 20 years and missed an entire revolution. That revolution being the birth of the United States. We talked about Hamilton at the beginning of this speech. Many across our country have slept over the past several years leading up to the November 2016 election. As Dr. King said in that sermon, one of the greatest liabilities of life is that all too many people find themselves living amid a great period of social change, and yet they fail to adapt, prepare, and answer the challenges of the times. We all need to stay awake each time. We're living in a time when, like President Obama said, the most important office in government is the office of a citizen. Citizens must stand up. When citizens stand up, communities become stronger. I want to be very clear. Everything I mentioned tonight, all of our accomplishments, all of our goals, all of our opportunities, this is our civil rights movement. You have a president who does not respect urban America. This is our shot. This is our moment to shine. I want you to take a moment and think. Think about what East Orange was 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago. Now think about East Orange today. Sometimes you can be so close to something that you can't see what's right in front of you. Don't be like Rip Van Winkle. Stay awoke, East Orange. Stay focused on the change you asked for 3 years ago. In President Obama's farewell speech, he challenged us to show up, dive in, and persevere. 10 years ago, East Orange, I showed up. I met the woman of my dreams, married her, and moved to East Orange. 4 years ago, I dove in with your support and ran for mayor of this great city. And every day since then, I've persevered and worked tirelessly with our East Orange City Council, with our administration, with our 900 employees, to achieve the vision of urban excellence, to set that standard and make East Orange a destination city. A city with a rich history, but now embarking upon uncharted territory toward greatness. And what's going on in Washington is scary. But like Anthony Anderson recently said on the episode of Blackish, we're used to things not going our way. We're used to having to fight for what we want, for what we deserve. As your mayor, rest assured that I will always fight for you. I will fight for better jobs, for livable wages, for quality housing, for clean and safer communities. No matter what is happening at the federal level or the state level, know that I will always fight for East Orange. And at the end of the day, no matter how much we agree, or how much we may agree to disagree, we all want the same thing. We want a place that we can be proud to call home. And so whether we are a Scotty Dog or an East Orange Panther, whether you've been here for 50 years or 2 years, I invite you to dive in with me and continue our journey of changing East Orange. As the song said, East Orange, I am not going to get my shot. City council members, I'm going to ask you to please stand up. To all of our directors, I'm going to ask you to please stand up. To all the residents who are here to speak, I'm going to ask you to please stand up. I'm going to ask you to stand up and join our fight for a better,